Hello, my name is Ollie and this is Book Drawer. For those who don't know what Book Drawer is, I enjoy reading queer fiction and then making images about it. And today I am reviewing Of Bodies Changed by Cliff James. This book is a self-published novel by Cliff James himself, which was done through... where was it done through? Which was done through feederead.com. I massively enjoyed this book. I feel like I'm going to kind of go all over the place with my thoughts with this one because it covers a lot of various different gripping themes within it, but I thought this bit might help give some context. Chris would always start proceedings with the reading of Orlid's introduction to the metamorphosis of bodies changed to other forms I tell, and then usually pagan tale would be retold, reinvented, deconstructed, and dissected by discourse until it disappeared in a drunken haze and reappeared in our dreams. And that was in the chapter Daedalus and Icarus. And I just thought giving that little bit would give some context for what Of Bodies Changed is all about. So Metamorphosis is by Ovid, who was a Roman poet around 8 AD, and it covers 8 books, over 250 myths and legends. Each of the chapters references different Greek legends and myths, and they're woven and told within this story. So in terms of that chapter being about Icarus, Chris is beginning to become arrogant and cocky in terms of his position of power, and he plays on this ability to influence other people through the power of suggestion. This is probably all sounding quite like... What? The way he puts all these different elements together is really clever and complex. The actual narrative of the story is focusing on Jackie, who's trying to discover and understand her brother, Christopher, and his background a lot more. She left her mum and her brother, who she's trying to unlock that history and understanding of what happened to him. I loved the fact that it drew on the landscape of Yorkshire, and there's something very kind of authentically natural. It reminded me of Radcliffe Hall in some ways, with the Well of Loneliness, in terms of those passages which were describing the landscape. And in terms of another area within the story is all about sexual liberation and kind of sexual politics, and it's kind of a push towards sexual freedom and exploration. But then that's countered with Christopher's character, and this is more revealed over time. I feel like, spoiler alert coming, in terms of he was sexually abused, and that's leaking into how he behaves as an adult. And you don't know throughout the story if you're actually going through the story of the lens, looking through the sister's eyes, Jackie, with a sense of, is this all bullshit and is everybody in some sort of hysteria, or is this magical realism and there are these two aggressive spirits, an old woman and a kind of vicar character with a woolen glove, who are tormenting him and his friends. And it's that kind of power of suggestion and influence in the way in which Christopher talks to his peers and puts these ideas in their heads. It makes you question, is it his kind of influence on them, or is it something more insidious than that, that's actually impacting as an external factor, that's like a darkness which has clinged on to Christopher and has infected his life, and he's actually trying to battle those demons. And I think that's really cool and clever, but it also makes Christopher less accountable for all his actions, and that creates more problems later on in terms of his relationship with his partner Jake. And he has one night stand has been possessed by this demon, or if it's Christopher justifying what he's doing to Jake. And it's stuff like that which I just found really interesting and conflicting and confusing as I was reading it. But you'll follow the flow of the journey really easily. You're drip fed all these kind of little bits which give you little chunks of information that take you on this journey as the sister, and you build up this kind of ultimate shape of who Chris is, what his kind of values are. His experiences have ultimately led to him being this end person, and for me that's why it's called Of Bodies Changed. It's the process, it's the life, it's all these external influences, it's all the things which he's internalised, and you're seeing that deconstruction and reconstruction. And that's why I just really enjoyed it as a read. I thought it was really different from any other kind of story that I've actually read before. If you enjoy a bit of fantasy and a bit of rural magic, but through a contemporary lens, then you'll really enjoy this book. I really enjoyed this book. Anyway, I think that's probably enough from me on this one. I hope that you go out and support an emerging writer and go out and buy his book and tell me what you think. Did you like the themes in the book? He actually made me go out and research other areas of Greek history which I wasn't really aware of, and I think that's kind of cool as well, in terms of it makes you want to look at more, it makes you want to understand the layers of what he's talking about more and understand those nuanced references which you might not necessarily get or be aware of, and that does make those older themes more relevant to now. So I thought that was really great. Anyway, that's my review. I hope you check it out. I'll be back again soon. Okay, bye.